Hey, this is Nitin from Tech Caesar, and today I recorded this video to teach about the data replication in Commerce Cloud. So, data replication is a process to transfer your files, your data, your metadata from your staging environment to your development environment or your production environment. So let's say that you have changes something like site preference or you have created a custom attribute in your product object, and now you want to move this piece to your production environment. Then you need to use a data replication process available on a staging environment. You cannot do a direct change on the production or development environment. So it's similar to code replication, and I already have created a video for the code replication, and link is already in the descriptions in below. So you may click on that and watch that video. So in data replication, what you can do, it's you can do the four things. One, you can transfer your data or metadata or configuration. You can transfer and activate this, or you can activate the stuff, or you can undo the replication. So the first one, where you are transferring, it means that your changes will be pushed to the production environment or development environment and sitting there. It's not activate. So your code is not seeing those changes, or your customers are not seeing those changes. Let's say that you have added new products, so those products will not be start displaying on production environment because you have not activated it. With the transfer and activation, you are transferring it as well as you are activating those, so those products will start displaying in the previous example. In activation, it will just activating the last application which you have done as transfer. And the undo is basically it's reverting the last replication changes. So you, let's say that you added the new products, you replicated, now you are seeing some issues, so you can do a undo replication, and it will remove or revert those products from the production. So these are the four things you can do as part of data replication, and let me give you a quick demo here. So once you will log into the Salesforce Commerce Cloud Business Manager in admin section, you will under the replication you will see a data replication. Once you will click it, you will see this dashboard. It's similar to the code replication. It's showing the process ID, which will be auto generated, and you may put some process ID if you want, but most of the time you will leave it. Target, whether you're pushing it on development or a production environment. It is also showing one of the type, the one of the four type, like transfer publication, or undo. Activation type, manual, will talk in a second, and status. Now let's quickly create a new replication process. So for that one, we need to click on new, and on the next screen, you may set the process ID if you want, and then you will have to set a target, whether it's a development or production. For a second, let's say that I want to push the changes on production environment. You may put some nice description if you want. Page caching, you may invalidate the page cache. You do not want to invalidate the page cache, or you can invalidate for the certain partitions only. So let's say that you have created the partitions on the production environment. So based on the replication, Commerce Cloud will automatically figure it out that what partitions need to be cleaned or cache cleaned, right? So you need to choose one of the option. For now, I'm just choosing invalidate because I just want to clean up whole cache on the production. Activation, it will show the four option. Manual, it means that once I will create this replication process, I need to trigger it manually. Automatic means that I can set some time to trigger it, like I want to do it midnight, right? So it will automatically trigger at midnight. Recurring means I just want to do it again and again. So every day, every month, every week, I want to replicate it, and then I also trigger it by the job. A notification is that if I or certain group want to get an email once the process will be finished. So for now, I will do it manual as part of this demo. On the next screen, I will have to choose that what objects or what data I want to push. So first one is global, which is at the site, which is common for all sites. So for an example, your metadata. So you have created new attributes in your product object, or you created new attributes in the store object. So you need to replicate the custom object type. In Commerce Cloud, it's all or none. So let's say that you created one attribute in product object and one attribute in store object. So you cannot choose only those records or only those object. You need to push everything. So all the objects will be pushed regardless they have been changed or not. Behind the scene, Salesforce Commerce Cloud automatically figure it out that let's say you added a custom attribute product object. So once you will replicate the custom object type, so Salesforce Commerce Cloud will do a comparison and will update only product object. Rest will be untouched. But to that complexity is behind the scene. We just need to select everything. Whatever, when I say everything, it means that that particular change for around that. So in this case, I'm choosing that okay, I just want to replicate all the system objects, and then in the bottom you will see all the sites which are available on the business manager. Here I have here I have two sites, and let's say I expand the one site, so I will see that site level configurations or change or the records. So here, for an example, I want to push all the coupons which I've recently created, or I also want to push my promotions and campaigns which I've created. So I will select those. So these are at site level. If I have multiple sites, I need to choose this information for all the sites wherever I have created those coupons, because coupons are not common for all the sites. Certain things we cannot replicate, like the inventory, your jobs, or your services. That if you want, you may need to do it manually, like taking the export from staging and then importing it, because inventory comes directly in production. So that's why. Now once I have done my selection and clicking on next, so it will show me the summary that what changes I am pushing and where. So here the target is production. I want to invalidate the cache, and I'm just replicating this stuff. And either I can start it immediately, or I will create it here. Once I will create it, it will go to dashboard and it will display there. And on dashboard, now it's here. So on the dashboard I can start it, or if I change my mind I will delete it, or I can copy it to create it again. So for an example, I have created a replication and I've done the replication, so I do not need, and I want to do it again, so I do not need to follow all the steps. I will just copy it and do it. So that's how the data replication works. So I hope that you liked it, and please subscribe my channel so that you can watch all the new videos. And I will see you next week with a new video. Thank you very much.